opening weekend in a tournament hosted by Iona. That was a straight set sweep for the Eagles. First serve bounces off the net tape. Hannah Hoffman sets. Sequoia Lane puts it in the net. Off the Stonehill block, Lane gets another chance, powers it through, dug out of the net by Sammy Franco. Mia Berardino dug up by Sofia Marjanovic. Brooklyn Yellen, the libero, sets Lane again. Roll shot picked up by Susie Ponce. Back row swing. Yellen with a great diving save. Back row Marjanovic steps forward. Push shot. Ponce overpass. And it can't be put away by Lane. Another chance. Berardino blocked. Kept alive again. Now it'll land in. Ponce struggled with it. Good long rally to open things up. BC ultimately comes away with the point. A reconfigured Boston College lineup to open things up. Sequoia Lee and Sofia Marjanovic start on the left side, so no Audrey Ross coming off a tremendous performance. 20 kills last night against Harvard, third time in her career she had hit that 20-kill plateau. Brooklyn Yellen with the ace extends the early BC lead. As the Eagles drop the opening set to the Crimson, answered back, winning the second, third, and fourth, en route to their 10th straight victory. Yellen was instrumental in the come-from-behind effort with plays like that. Hoffman to the back row. Marjanovic's swing is long. Freshman from Serbia coming off a solid night at the line. She had 3 aces. That was a season and career high. Here's Berardino, one of the veterans on this Stonehill team, a senior from Rowley, Massachusetts. Her serve. Marjanovic has some trouble with that. Lean from the 10-foot line goes at Berardino. Back row chance. Berardino picked up by Marjanovic. Hoffman sets to the back. Sam Hoppus missed the corner. So a couple missed swings early on for BC. They were a little slow to get out of the gates offensively last night as well, but the Harvard block had a lot to do with that. Crimson had 5 blocks in the first set win. They only had 6 the rest of the night. Serve goes out from Berardino. Good read by Lane. And that'll put the Eagles back on top as they get to their setter switch. It will be Lucy Mott coming in along with Anna Harrington. So just based off the initial rotation, Aubrey Moore sitting the first set. She's been a regular of the 2 setter rotation for BC this year. But Hoffman, the senior, gets the start tonight. And Mott gets the ace. 11th of the year for the sophomore from Toledo, Ohio. She's becoming one of the stronger servers for BC. Mott again goes right down the line. Nicely handled there. Push shot right to Marjanovic. Mott will set it up for Lane. Down the line and out. Boy, very close call, but Lane just putting a little too much on that ball. Stonehill also running a 2-setter offense. They get to their switch. Rosa Smith. Lane takes the pass. Mott back to Lane, off the block, and that's going to land out on the BC side. So after a couple of missed opportunities, Lane gets on the board with that swing. Danica Rock will check in to serve and play the back row for Lane. Sophomore out of Porter Ranch, California. It's been a fixture in the back row this year for the Eagles. Her serve, and an ace. That one dropped. A lot of late movement in front of Berardino. Already 3 aces in the opening set for BC of their first 6 points. Kendra Sawyer with a bump set. Around the block and down. Well done there by Sam Lloyd. First year outside, 65 kills. That is second on the team behind Berardino's 119. Lloyd, a key building block for the future. Yellen, tight pass. Mott puts it up. Bella Ehrlich with a nice location on the tip there. Good elevation as well from the 6'3" freshman. Ehrlich entered the weekend with just 3 hitting errors all year. Again, like a lot of the BC hitters, had a bit of a slow start. 3 errors over the first couple sets, but picked things up as the match wore on. Finished with 6 kills and 7 blocks. Her serve into the net. Grace Milliken getting the opportunity to start tonight opposite Ehrlich in the middle, so Cornelia Roach gets a little early breather. Mott with a back set. Anna Harrington roll shot. That one's dug up out of the back by Gabby Polishuk. Milliken there with the block. Back row, Chance Lloyd. Push shot. Mott gets a piece. Yellen bumps it up. Marjanovic swings over. Set to the middle. Tipped. Yellen is there. Mott out for Marjanovic. Down the line, and Polishuk can't handle that. Marjanovic had 9 kills the first time these two teams met earlier this year. That is still her season/career high. Early 3-point lead here for the Eagles. They get to their setter change. Hoffman and Hoppus return. Lloyd with a pass. Sawyer back set. Slide ball rejected. Marjanovic and Milliken all over that one. So Stonehill changing some things up. They have run a 2-setter offense most of the year. They have kept Sawyer in the front row here. Freshman from Humboldt, Texas. Over 200 assists this season. Hoffman serve. Off the shoulders. Ponce puts it up. Pushed over short. Saved by Yellen. No. Couldn't get underneath that one. Just a soft touch from the junior middle, Abby Farrell. Massachusetts native from Reading. Another one of those that's been a growing player in this Stonehill program. Brock with a clean pass. Hoffman to the middle. Punch through by Milliken. The seniors played just 5 sets entering tonight. That is her 5th kill of the season. Milliken, though, has been a starter in the past. Go back a couple years, beginning of her sophomore season. She was paired opposite Julia Haggerty early on in the non-conference, and then injury kind of slowed things down. Hoppus there with a block on Berardino. Another chance, another block. Berardino 3rd time. Yellen fights it off. Hoffman the bump set for Lane. That one's blocked. Hoppus will save. Hoffman pops it up. Tight set. Lane on the reach. Tools the block. Good reach by Sequoia Lane there, and smart decision just to turn it off the hands of the block. Eagles trying to push their advantage here, leading by 5. Marjanovic short serve. Sawyer out for Berardino. Blocked, and Hoppus is there. Timeout taken. Out of the timeout, Boston College in front of Stonehill, 12-6. Sofia Marjanovic at the line. Overpass, Hoppus elects to play it. Wasn't sure whether that was going to be in or not. A lot of movement on that ball. Lane had to take something off it. Berardino rolls over the block. Yellen diving in again. Hoppus jams it off the block and out. A little disjointed early on, but in the end, Hoppus able to fix it with a tool of the block. And another terrific dig by Brooklyn Yellen, the libero. Really playing a confident game right now. She has been very, very consistent through the non-conference schedule for BC. Slide ball here, off the block of Lane and out. Kat Detweiler, freshman from Pennsylvania, with a nice swing there. First kill for her. That'll put Sawyer back of the line. Goes right at Lane. It's an overpass. Detweiler, oh, missed it. That was right there for her, but just mistimed the swing, and a break there on the overpass for Lane. Here's Yellen to serve. junior from Laguna Beach, California. There you see the numbers for her on the year. Nearly an overpass. Sawyer able to save it, and Detweiler redeems herself, putting that one away. Off the arm of Hoffman. Back into the front row comes Lloyd. It's Berardino back to serve. Marjanovic with a clean pass. Hoffman to the middle, buried by Ehrlich. Boy, two really good swings from Ehrlich on the first two sets that she gets. One ball she gets on top of and turned it right to the sideline. This time she's able to show off the power game a little bit. Jason Kennedy with some high hopes for this freshman. So she could really become a staple of our team on both sides of the ball. Marjanovic with a nice diving dig. Put up for Lane. And that one stays on the Eagles' side. Just tried to cut it a little bit too much, did Lane. Eagles still enjoying some cushion here in the opening set, though. Kayla Wheaton checks in. That's back to serve. Down the line, Lane does well to get some air under it. Gets the set from Hoffman and finds the corner. Well, not an easy serve, but Lane got a good chunk of it. And then had some room to hit over the top of the Stonehill block there. Both sides looking for a change. BC sub will go first as Rock comes in to serve. And after serving, Wheaton will check out. Popped up by Lloyd, long back set, down the line, that is out. Franco thought she got a piece of the block there, but it's just called out. Craig Martin could consider a challenge here. Doesn't look like he's headed for the card though. So the Eagles will keep it. Tough pass, saved up. Franco this time able to win the battle. San Jose native able to jam it through there. That'll bring on Gabby Polishuk to serve. Sophomore has been a bit of a Swiss Army knife for Stonehill. Played a lot at the back row, but has also seen some time at the net. 16 kills on the year. Tough serve. Marjanovic has to lay out for it. Back row, it's Yellen playing it short. Sawyer to the outside. Lloyd down the line. A nice run there for Sam Lloyd. Marjanovic had to lay out, so there was really no good setting option there for Mott. Stonehill able to run the good transition offense. Polishuk again, plays it short. Marjanovic there. Back set, Harrington down the line and in. Anna Harrington coming off a big weekend last weekend, where she set career highs in back-to-back matches against Dartmouth with 12 kills and then 17 against UAlbany in a 5-setter last Sunday. Hitting over 300 on the year. Wayward serve that time from Ehrlich. That's her second miss. Here's Lloyd back to serve now. Stonehill still trying to find a way to get on a run here. Off the net tape, Milliken was ready for it. Mott sets it out for Marjanovic, and that was pushed too far. Jason Kennedy up off his seat, trying to lift his team up here. Make sure there's no letdown after they built a significant lead in this first set. Lloyd powers the serve into the net. That'll halt the Stonehill cause briefly. Hoffman returns along with Hoppus. Good opening set for the senior Hannah Hoffman, and this is part of what Jason Kennedy, I think, was hoping to see from his team tonight. See some different players get some opportunity and take advantage. Hoffman serve, a good one, taken by Elena Rooney. Long set for Berardino. It's blocked, comes back over, tipped down by Milliken. Kept alive for the moment. Free ball from Ponce. Pass from Rock. Hoffman to the middle, and Milliken slams it, but a nice dig by Polishuk. Berardino tip, dug by Hoffman. Bump set for Hoppus. Off the block, and kept alive. Polishuk extends the rally. Good scramble by Stonehill. Milliken again on the quick set. Fought off by Rooney. Berardino, Yelland all over it. Set out for Marjanovic, off the net. Kept alive by Rooney. Another chance, Berardino. Saved by Rock, popped up. Marjanovic extends. This is our longest rally of the night. Dumped over right to Yelland. Hoppus will get a chance. Puts it into the block. Rock saves it. Hoppus jams it through. Oh, what a great reactionary save by Danica Rock. And Hoppus on the second go wins the strength battle at the net. Big momentum point there for the Eagles. Both sides frantic in the back at times there. Back set tip, that one drops. Well done again by Farrell. Second time she's just dropped it over the block and out of the reach of Yelland. Skyhawks still searching for a run here at the service line though. Marjanovic with a good pass. Hoffman again to the middle. Milliken able to stick it off the block and in. Hoffman and Milliken clearly been working on that quick set. Not a true one ball, but more of like a shoot set for the middle hitter. Takes timing, good chemistry, and they've run that set a number of times tonight. Marjanovic's serve, a good one. Berardino on the angle. Lane fought it off and rolled it over the net. Berardino again, blocked by Hoppus. By Sam Hoppus, enjoying a good first set. Couple kills, couple blocks. You see 3 points away from an opening set victory. Marjanovic down the line. Long run for Sawyer. She won't get there. See if they credit Marjanovic for an ace there. Craig Martin going to take a timeout. Second and final timeout for the Skyhawks. Staring up at a 9-point deficit. BC kills were just about even, but BC the far more efficient team. They have held the opposition to a low hit percentage number just about all year long. Was barely over 100 coming into the weekend. Harvard tried to change that a little bit last night, but ultimately BC still won the hitting percentage battle. Marjanovic with the serve out of the timeout, tipped over by Berardino, picked up by Hoffman. Yelland will set it for Hoppus, snaps it off the block right to Rooney. Sawyer, Berardino on the angle. Yelland is there, set for Lane, over the block and in. Another great save by Brooklyn Yelland. Got the read on that ball at the last moment. Leaning to her left, able to make a good solid pass. 4 kills unofficially for Lane here in the opening set. Set point for the Eagles. Marjanovic, Polishuk a pass. Berardino in from the pin. Lane saves it. Milliken blocked. And Yelland couldn't get underneath it with a pancake. Detweiler ready for that ball on top of the net. Just a maybe slightly late decision by Milliken to try to go over there. Sawyer back to serve. Still a boatload of set points here for the Eagles. Yelland, tough pass. Hoppus put it back. Marjanovic sends it over. Ponce with a nice diving save. Berardino off the net. Yelland. Hoffman sets Lane. Blocked. Yelland recovers. Hoffman the other way for Hoppus. Slams it down. An exclamation point on the first set for Sam Hoppus. And BC rolls in set one, 25-15. One of them. Ponce will take the pass. Kendra Sawyer sets it back. Berardino dug. Nice diving effort by Hoffman there. Marjanovich's tip turned away. Yellen may have put that one a little tight. Marjanovic looking over at the bench. Jason Kennedy saying just turn it off the block. Still a learning process for the freshman from Serbia. Berardino serving for Stonehill. Marjanovic elects to play it. That one may have been going out. Marjanovic will get a swing at it, and that will drop. Worked out in their favor anyway. That is the first kill officially for Marjanovic, who had 4 digs in that opening set, along with an ace and a block. Here's Yellen to serve. Busy first set, 4 digs, also an ace. That one ends up short. Third missed serve for the Eagles. Both teams had 2 in the opening set. Once again, it'll be Kayla Wheaton on to serve in Detweiler's place. Stonehill in front for the first time. Yellen, solid pass. Hoffman has to chase a little bit. Marjanovic put it over. Sawyer to the outside. Lloyd off balance, but it works. Had to go to the tip, and Yellen couldn't quite get there. Third kill for Lloyd. That leads the way for Stonehill. Former All-State player out of Dickinson, Texas. Stonehill trying to push an early lead here. Rock with a good pass. Hoffman to Milliken. She finds the corner. Third kill for Milliken. Another Texan. Former blocker of the year in high school. Another change for BC. Allie Nat on to serve, and Millie Wolf has checked into the front row. Freshman, a late add to the roster, and appearing in a match for just the second time this year. Sammy Franco off the block. Wolf will set it, and Milliken hammers it down. And the bench loves that. Definitely loving it for Milliken, but maybe even more so for the setup from Wolf. Had 3 assists against Iona in the opening match of the year. Hasn't had an opportunity to play since. Abby Farrell has the answer on the other side, though. Quick side out by Stonehill. And that will bring on Gabby Polishuk to serve. Better start to this second set for the Skyhawks. Jason Kennedy getting his team organized a little bit for the serve receive. This is a much different combination, I'm sure, than the Eagles have worked with a lot of the year. Long bump set from Wolf. Marjanovic finds the room on the back line. Now Wolf looking very comfortable here. Good elevation on that long bump set. And Marjanovic able to put it away for her second kill. Serve from Marjanovic at Berardino. Sent back across. Lloyd put it off the antenna. That was a tough one from the get-go. Polishuk kind of put that ball right in between Berardino and Lloyd, so either Lloyd was going to have to turn around back to the net and get it over, or Berardino was going to have to push it over, and in the end, it did not work out. Another deep serve, just a bit long. So 2 missed serves in the first set for BC, 2 in the opening 10 points of the second set. Something to keep an eye on. Here's Lloyd with the serve for Stonehill. Put a charge into it. Marjanovic just took it off the chest. Swing off the net. Berardino's tip, picked up by Nat. And Lane smashes one, but well dug by Lloyd. Back row for Lloyd. Around the block, saved by Marjanovic. Wolf sets Lane. Tip shot. Popped up. Lloyd with a set. Farrell tips it over. Wolf up for Lane. Off the hands of Lloyd. Ponce. Berardino over the block. Yellen can't make the save. Berardino had been a little bit snake bit. Finally on the board with her first kill. One of the few times Yellen couldn't quite get in the right spot. Serve from Lloyd again. That's in, an ace. Well, I don't know that you really blame Marjanovic for letting that one go. It's on such a hard cut angle. Difficult to anticipate that ball landing in. First ace tonight for the Skyhawks. They go at Marjanovic again, but it clips the tape for Nat. Tip over by Milliken. Polishuk for Berardino. Over the block, Marjanovic picks it up. Wolf sets lane. Push shot, that's in. Stonehill appealing for a carry on Lane's part. They won't win that appeal. 6th kill for Sequoia Lane. Nice bounce back effort for the sophomore from New York. Played the first set last night against Harvard. Was blocked a couple times, had just 1 kill. Tips that one back over and will get credit for another. Well, Jason Kennedy seizing the opportunity to get her right back in the lineup, try to get her in the swing of things again. Kind of an ongoing competition between Lane and Marjanovic for that other left side spot in the rotation. Shot down the line, off the mark from Farrell. And all of a sudden, BC on a mini run, able to grab the lead back. Because you know one of those spots is sealed in stone with Audrey Ross, especially given what we saw from her last night, 20 kills against Harvard. She's going to be called upon heavily as the Eagles start ACC play on the road for the next couple weeks. Back row Polishuk into the net, and that's called. 4 straight for BC. But Lane and Marjanovic each possessing sort of different strengths, and probably both will have opportunities as the conference season wears on. Good serving run here from Milliken. Berardino off the net, finds room down the line. So after being held off the board in the first set, Berardino with a couple kills. And now Farrell back to serve. That one will sail long. So here's the setter change for BC. Hoffman will come in to relieve Wolf, who did a solid job in her first stint in a long time. A couple of assists in her first go-around. Hoffman serve. Ponce takes it. Sawyer to the middle. Berardino off the block and out. Nice little change up there from Stonehill, putting Berardino in a different spot. They had her well in from the antenna that time, and the block couldn't quite get the right angle on her. Good pass from Marjanovic. Set out for Lane. That one blasted long. Now she really elevated there. Just didn't get the downward trajectory on the ball. Jason Kennedy has the challenge card out. He's considering it. Wants to talk it over with the down ref. We'll see if he elects to call for the challenge or not. He will not. Slides the card back into its customary slot at the scorer's table. All even 10 apiece here in the second set. Much better start for Stonehill, in part because they've gotten Berardino going. Lane again, able to hang. Goes into the net though, on the follow through. Jason Kennedy just telling his team, keep doing what you're doing. Trusting that they will be able to shake out of the little funk. Short serve. Hoffman dives. Lane pushes it short. Berardino there. Sawyer. Down the line, Yellen puts it on top. It's blocked. Pulled out of the net by Detweiler. Shot off the block. Yellen there for the hand pass. Hoffman. Lane into the net. Just tried to cut it a little bit too hard. It was Jason Kennedy again, relaying instructions. You see his numbers, 126 wins in 8 years, already the winningest all-time coach in Boston College history. Great shot out of the back by Marjanovic there. Little two-seamer to the near corner. That'll bring on Rock back in to serve. Stonehill trying to wrest momentum away here in the second set. They're dropping the first 25-15. Rock serve, going at Rooney. Franco down the line, out wide. Back even at 12. Gone back and forth here in the second. Rock, short serve, oh, it trickled over. An ace for Rock, her second, the fifth for BC. Not much you can do about that if you're Stonehill. That's just bad luck from the net tape. That one in. Long bump across for Franco. Yellen fights it off. Tipped over by Ehrlich. She just cut off Hoffman there. Franco sends that one over everybody. Tried to find the high hands, but just missed the fingertips. Well, mini 3-0 run. And again, the Eagles trying to find a way to run away here in the second. Rooney with a good pass. Back it goes. The block is there. Marjanovic closed the door on Berardino on her offside. And the Eagles will take a full. Obviously has overseen Stonehill's transition from Division II to Division I. Out of the timeout, Rock serves it long. Second miss for the Eagles here in the second. In their final year in Division II, they made their third ever NCAA tournament, 2021. And obviously, upon transition, took their bumps over their first couple years, but had a good season last year. Back set, and nice angle shot there from Hoppus. That's her fourth kill. 7-19, the record a year ago, 3-11. Stonehill finished tied for sixth in the Northeast Conference. They're picked to finish there again this year. Although it's going to be a very different year in the Northeast Conference thanks to some moving parts around college athletics. Brooklyn Yellen comes up short on that serve. So back-to-back missed serves from BC. Northeast Conference has undergone some transformation over the last couple of years, especially because some other teams have moved from Division II to Division I. Mercyhurst, Lemoyne, and New Haven all have made the jump since Stonehill made the move just a few years ago, and they're all in the same league. That serve goes long from Wheaton. So 3 straight misses at the line. So in that sense, Stonehill is actually going to have one of the more seasoned teams in the Northeast Conference. Chicago State, who won it last year, they're off to a tough start. Still winless. Long Island is the favorite in that league this year, along with Fairleigh Dickinson. Lloyd able to jam that one through the block. Interesting wrinkle for Boston College. They just made their setter switch in the 6-2, and Wolf is back in. But typically, the way BC rotates, the setter is always in the back row. In this instance, Wolf checking in did not come in to serve and play the back row. She is setting in the front row. And Allie Nat is playing essentially the setter spot in the back row, but not serving as the setter. So only 2 hitters right now in the BC rotation. Something you don't see a lot from the Eagles. Great short serve. Wolf, though, able to pull it out of the net. Amazing that Nat even got to that ball. Farrell opts for the tip. Yellen there. Nat sends it back, and Rock will extend the rally. Berardino's pass, a good one for Lloyd. Through the block, and the block in the net, so it will not matter. Was out of the reach of Rock anyway. It'll go down as another kill for Lloyd. Now leads Stonehill with 5. Another chance for the Skyhawks to pull even. That overpass tipped right back to her. Yelland, Marjanovic off the hands. Ponce is there. Lloyd again. Rejected, but saved. Lloyd a third time. That one is long, was not deflected. Berardino trying to make the case. Will Craig Martin challenge? He will not. So another close call. Stonehill electing not to go to the challenge yet. So BC goes back up 2, and Marjanovic goes back to serve. Lane comes back into the front. Long run for Sawyer. Berardino out of the back row, right at Yelland. Wolf sets Lane, has to go to the left hand, and that one tumbles through. Now Lane able to make that one work. Jason Kennedy telling Wolf to put a little more air under that ball. Of course, Boston College tries to run a fast-paced offense, so some importance on trying to get that ball out there quickly, and Wolf maybe having to think about a lot here. That one blocked. Berardino able to get to it. Lloyd back to the middle of the floor. No one's taking the third ball. Finally, Ponce jumps on it. Set out for Lane again. She hammers that one. Little more air under that set, and Sequoia Lane came screaming through with a thunderous right arm. The top 15 coming into the week, so just because you're young doesn't mean you can't also be very, very good. BC hoping that some of the young players go through the growth curve pretty quickly. Back row shot, Berardino. That one is out. Again, appealing for a tip, and Craig Martin finally will go to the challenge card. This is probably about as good a spot as any, especially if you're convinced it was deflected, as Berardino is. So Stonehill will challenge, and this is, again, a pretty good spot to do it. Really not much to lose here. If you lose the challenge, you're down 5. And the odds of rallying back to tie it 1 set apiece are a little bit longer. If you win the challenge, all of a sudden it goes back to a 3-point set and Stonehill on serve. So definitely would change the complexion of things. Much better second set, though, here for Stonehill after being held to right around an .050 hit percentage in the first. They haven't improved the hit percentage all that much, but the defense has ratcheted up a little bit. And the serve has put Boston College off balance a little bit more. Eagles hitting at a .250 clip for the match. 23 digs to 18 for Stonehill, 5 blocks as well for the Eagles. Hoffman has put in a really nice performance. 10 assists to lead the way. Also a couple digs. Yelland already near double-digit digs again. She had 14 last night to go along with 3 aces. And in the front row, Lane has 9 kills. That's 1 off her career high. She's sort of playing in that Audrey Ross role a little bit tonight. That left side that gets fed a little bit more. It's going to stay BC point. So tough to determine whether it was clear that there was no touch or maybe just no obvious evidence that there was a touch. Either way, BC will keep the point and the 5-point lead. Serve from Marjanovic. Sawyer to the outside, Lloyd. That one will land in. Elena Rooney in to serve for Stonehill, senior from Yarmouth out on the Cape in Massachusetts. Marjanovic puts some air under it. Wolf will set Lane. She elevates again. And that ties a career high for Sequoia Lane. Set against North Carolina last year. She had 10 kills against the Heels. And tonight with 10 against the Skyhawks. And boy, when she can show off the jumping ability, It is a thing to watch. Savannah Curtis in for the first time, serving for BC. Goes at Ponce, set to the middle. It's blocked. Lane and Ehrlich were there. Curtis played in 3 of the 4 sets last night, finished with an assist. Going to make a change in the front row is Jason Kennedy. We'll see Naomi Watson for the first time tonight. Middle blocker will replace Ehrlich in the front row. Curtis, tough serve and an ace. Second of the season for the freshman. And it's now set point BC. Remember, this match was tied 12-12. Since then, 12-5 run for the Eagles. Stonehill trying to snap the momentum. Berardino right to Curtis off the deflection. Lane, tip, that'll do it. A new career high for Sequoia Lane with her 11th kill. BC, but they'll certainly have some momentum potentially. Kendra Sawyer serves for Stonehill to open up the set. Hannah Hoffman the back set. Sam Hoppus puts that one away. It's been a steady night for Hoppus. 5 kills on 9 swings. She also has 3 blocks. New libero here in the 3rd set for BC. Allie Knapp puts on the opposite colored jersey. So Yellen getting a break here in the 3rd set. If she does not come back, she finishes the night with 9 digs, an ace and 2 errors. Nat with the serve. Long run for Sawyer, sets it up. Franco off the block. Rock will pick it up. Bump set from Hoffman. Marjanovic. Lloyd sends it back over. Nat will take it. Hoffman to the middle. Milliken didn't get much on that one. Sawyer to the middle. Tipped. Picked up by Hoffman. Nat with a bump set. Marjanovic has to tip it over. Sawyer to the back. Franco is blocked. Good reach by Marjanovic there. Jason Kennedy applauding Rock for the defensive efforts in the back row. Third block of the night for Marjanovic. Ties the season high for her. To the middle, into the net from Molly Felkins, the freshman. Stonehill getting some different players out there as well here. Sawyer's had to do a lot of running tonight. Not a lot from the middles for Stonehill. Detweiler had a couple kills in the 1st set. Farrell's had a couple on the outside, not in the middle of the floor. Good pass here from Lloyd. Back to Berardino, pushed up by Marjanovic. Rock out of the back row, going to take a swing at it. And this should be a 4th contact from Lloyd. Not called. Milliken sends it just long. Berardino back to serve. Short one, Nat just got there. Long bump set, Marjanovic on the reach, turned away. Ball on top and stuck down by Felkins. Again, conversation from Jason Kennedy with Marjanovic about what to do on those tight sets. Looking for her to spin the ball off the block. Berardino serves. Nat has some trouble with that one. Rock will set it up for Hoppus. Off the hands, right to Sawyer. Ponce back across. Lloyd in from the pin. Nat will get under that. Marjanovic rips it off the block. Berardino with a save. Sawyer to Lloyd. That one turned away. On the reset, Berardino out of the back. Tips it right to Hoppus. Marjanovic overran it a little bit. Had to resort to the tip. Franco over the block. Rock is there. Marjanovic again. No, Rock out of the back row. Took off from the 10-foot line. They don't see it. Lloyd off balance. Keeps it in play, though. to the middle, and Milliken fanned on it. Jason Kennedy telling the team to settle down a little bit. Hoffman will take a moment to relace the sneaker. Just maybe tried to do a little too much with that middle set. Chance here for the Skyhawks to even things up. Short serve. Hoppus got to it at the last second, and Marjanovic can't put it away. Great dig by Ponce. Lloyd is rejected, though. Milliken able to get over and close the block with Hoppus. Again, BC will go with the setter change, but again, it's Millie Wolf into the front row setting with Marjanovic and Milliken as the hitters, and Savannah Curtis taking that spot in the back row. Curtis's serve, handled by Ponce. Sawyer tees it up, Franco into the block. Marjanovic put it back on top. Milliken wins the joust. Falcons went down. Lloyd down the line. That's wide. Right idea by Lloyd. Just missed it a little bit. Stonehill going to take an early timeout here. Eagles push back in front 6-3 as we get to a timeout here on ACC Network Extra. They'll play an early match tomorrow, noon start against Stonehill, and then come back for the nightcap against BC at 7. Nice dig by Nat on the shot down the line. Marjanovic blocked. Falcons there on the timing play, and Marjanovic a little frustration. She was unable to navigate the blocker there. Kayla Wheaton back into serve here for Stonehill. Skyhawks will have 2 tomorrow as well. They get the unlucky draw of the back-to-back. Quick set Milliken, it's blocked. Great read by Franco to come over and help out with Farrell. Back-to-back blocks for the Skyhawks. They only had 1 coming into the set. Another chance here to even it up. Nat steps in, set to the middle, and Milliken handles that one. Milliken's been taking a lot of those shoot sets. This time, straight 1 ball and a good set from Wolf. I have to think Jason Kennedy's relatively happy with what he's seen from the freshman. Again, a little bit of a later add to the roster. But in the preseason said she might be athletically near the top of the list in terms of the setters, and can really move across the floor. And part of the reason maybe why you see her in the front row here in the setting rotation is her ability to get up off the floor, because obviously setter in the front row, you're still going to be called upon to block at times. Marjanovic with the serve. Big swing from Lloyd. Well, Sam Lloyd has had a solid night for Stonehill, 7 kills to lead the way for the Skyhawks. Gabby Polishuk back to serve now for Stonehill. And by putting Wolf in the front row also sort of makes the decision-making a little bit easier for her. It's either to the middle or to the outside. There's really no other choice. It's the middle here. Milliken nicely dug by Polishuk. And then Wolf in with the block on Lloyd. Back row, Berardino. That one drops. Great top spin from Berardino there. Curtis couldn't quite pick it up. Just the 4th kill for Berardino. Stonehill's offensive leader. It's a little bit of an up and down night. Unable to let it fly from the back row there. Curtis takes the pass. Wolf sets Lane. Blocked, kept alive by Lane. Marjanovic fights it off. Nat can't quite get enough to tumble it over. A great pursuit by Marjanovic just to even try to keep that point alive. But how about the Stonehill block? All of a sudden here in the 3rd, coming to life. That's 3 in this set for Stonehill. That one powered long. Fifth missed serve for Stonehill tonight. Milliken will serve. Back row, Polishuk through the block and down. So interesting tack here from Stonehill. They're looking to those back row sets a little bit more. Just trying to stay away from those net front battles with the bigger BC players. Elena Rooney in to serve. So the Skyhawks have nudged in front. Short serve into the net. That'll get BC back to their setter change. The senior Hoffman returns. Hoppus back into the front row as well. Those two have been sort of the veterans on court tonight for BC. Especially now with Yelland off the floor and Nat wearing the Libero jersey. It's really Hoffman and Milliken, the seniors, and Hoppus, who has played a bunch in her first 2 years as a junior. Berardino able to power through the block that time. Steadily growing in confidence. Once again, Stonehill trying to put the pieces together here. Abby Farrell serves. That one just out. Boy, that was a bit of a gamble by Marjanovic. That ball had a lot of pace and the stand has overruled it. Called the ball in. Some confusion on the BC side. And I think Jason Kennedy now just getting word that it was overruled. He's not going to go to the challenge card, though. He's going to say, okay, let's work through it. Marjanovic takes that one. Hoffman on the run for Lane. Dug by Farrell. Sawyer over on two, but Nat there. Hoppus, off balance swing. Oh, it's cut over and in. And a little shrug from Hoppus says, well, I may not have meant to do that, but sure, it works. The next time a hitter apologizes for an accidental kill, I think it'll be the first. Rock comes in to serve for Lane. Rooney's pass. Sawyer to the outside. Berardino pushes long. Well, she had gone back-to-back with a couple strong hits. So tried to change it up there, but too much mustard on the push shot. All even at 11. Couple players run into one another. Berardino again tries to come from underneath, puts it in the net. So a couple tough serves from Rock. And just like that, BC grabs control of the set once again. Polishuk overpass. Ehrlich, though, lost. Marjanovic just has to bump it over. Off the free ball, it's Berardino down the line and in this time. Looking for that line shot, and this time she found it. A great job by Molly Felkins there to push through the joust. Force the ball back to the BC side. Sawyer with a short serve. Ehrlich takes it, gets the set, is blocked by Felkins. A little bit of a short set that time. And Ehrlich was a little bit off the net as well. And Stonehill with the quick answer. Nat with the pass. Hoffman, back set. Hoppus snaps it over to Rooney. Berardino off the block, right to Nat. Hoffman out for Marjanovic. Off the block and in. Fourth kill for Marjanovic. And to go along with 8 digs, which is a new high for her. Matt with the serve, trying to give BC the lead back. And she will with an ace. Number 7 tonight for the Eagles, first of the set. Matt goes that same way and gets another. Back to back for Nat. And the buzzer sounded for the media timeout, but Stonehill called an early timeout, so there should not be a media timeout here. Jason Kennedy telling his team, let's go, let's get back on the floor. And somebody at the table may have forgotten that Stonehill had already taken a timeout, which would work as the media. So no break here, on we go. BC up by a pair. That serve in the net. So that little brief delay may have worked. Jason Kennedy not happy that his team had to deal with the pause. Berardino goes back to serve for Stonehill. And it's an ace for Berardino. Marjanovic couldn't quite square it up. Second ace for Stonehill. Marjanovic gets a piece of that. Long run Hoffman. Back row it's Rock. Berardino with a dig. Set back Franco. Around the block and in. It's been kind of a quiet night for Sammy Franco. That's just her third kill. Fixture on that right side for Stonehill. And once again, the Skyhawks have grabbed the lead. Serve in the net. Like just when it feels like Stonehill has kind of gained some momentum, they put together a couple points. A few times tonight, a missed serve has unwound all the good work. Savannah Curtis on the line for BC. Ponce, Sawyer to Lloyd. Off the block, and Nat couldn't react in time. I think she knew where she wanted to get to, but the feet wouldn't cooperate and move her in that direction. The Skyhawks go back up one. This is the latest they've ever held a lead tonight. As Kayla Wheaton serves. Tough pass. Nat will get to it. Cleared over by Rock. Sawyer to the middle. And Farrell slams it down. Skyhawks brimming with confidence now. Jason Kennedy pondering but not calling the timeout yet. Matt with a pass. Wolf sets. Marjanovic blocked. Might have been a carry there. Played short. Franco. Sawyer to the middle. Farrell has to tip it. Bumped over to Marjanovic. Her swing. Taken by Berardino. Back set. Franco. It's blocked. Kept alive by Berardino. On we go. Wheaton sends it short. Milliken an overpass. Back it comes. Eagles will take three. Marjanovic off the block. It comes back. Dumped over by Wolf. Saved by Lloyd. Back row Berardino shot. Over it comes. Oh, this time, but it's played. Nat pops it up. Marjanovic pushes. Berardino dives. Lloyd tip. Returned. Punched back. Longest rally of the night. Berardino swings it in the net. Boy, a couple great diving saves on the Stonehill side. But in the end, Berardino went for it and couldn't get it. Sequoia Lane checks back into the front. As Marjanovic will go back to serve. A little tension on the BC side right now. Ponce takes the serve. Sawyer to the middle. Farrell Lane saved it. Curtis will send it over. Sawyer back over to Lloyd. Through the block and down. Just put it in between the hands of Wolf there. Stonehill trying to find the BC setter in the front row right now. Polishuk checks in to serve. Stonehill by 2. Pass from Curtis. Wolf to the outside. Lane smacks it off the block and out. That's the first kill for Lane here in the third set. Just hasn't had a lot of opportunity to swing. Well, the Wolf put the air under that one, and Lane went up and got it. Now Milliken to serve. Played by Polishuk. Set to the back. Farrell's slide ball. Parried, and it won't come back off the net. Curtis just tried to fight it off. Stonehill content to trade points here. Rooney with the serve. Tough pass for Nat Wolf. Put it up. Ehrlich was blocked. Wolf will get to it for Lane. Ponce is on it. Sawyer tips it over. Nat is there. Wolf back to Lane again. Off the block and out. Nice composure there. Good communication by the libero Nat, which can sometimes be the hardest part of it all. Really quarterbacking the defense there. Made sure she was in the right spot. Made sure everybody knows she had it covered. Hoffman comes back in on the setter change. Hoppus back into the front row. Hoffman serve. Taken by Polishuk. Set all the way out. Berardino off the block. Kept alive by Hoppus. Set for Lane. Off the block and out. Sequoia Lane taking charge right now for BC as they try to answer back here in the third. That 2-point cushion gone now for Stonehill. Craig Martin still with a timeout left. Not using it yet. Hoffman serve. Tough pass for Rooney. Sawyer. Berardino through the block and out. Just was able to put it off the hand of Ehrlich. Berardino starting to get a better read on the block there. Hoppus kind of had her number earlier. And now Berardino starting to find her spots. Farrell's serve. Tough pass. Lane, it's an ace. And just like that, 2-point run for Stonehill. They answer back. Jason Kennedy going to make a change. Danica Rock will come in. She's going to play in the front row here. So Jason Kennedy making the trade-off. Rock's passing for Lane's hitting. Farrell to serve again. That's long. So the Eagles get one back, and it is Rock who goes back to serve. Another chance to tie it up. She's got a couple aces already tonight. One error. That one's playable for Rooney. Sawyer puts it to the back row. Polishuk sends it over. Hoffman sets it back. Hoppus off the block, comes to Ehrlich. Plenty of time for Hoffman to set it. Hoppus again. That one through, but Polishuk is there. Set to Berardino. Off the block and in. Berardino lifting Stonehill here in the third when they needed her the most. This would be massive if the Skyhawks could steal a set. Kendra Sawyer with the serve for the Skyhawks. Short to Ehrlich. Hoffman sets it. Marjanovic can't put it away. Berardino will. Well, she is finding her way right now. 5 kills in the set for Berardino. Set point for Stonehill. Short serve again. Kept alive. Hoppus sends it over on the free ball. Franco, Sawyer, who else? Berardino, the tip is short. Oh, she tried to get a little creative there and roll it along the net on the angle. BC given a window with Nat serving. Rooney's pass. Berardino gonna get another chance, put it into the block. Nat is there. Hoffman for Marjanovic. Through the block, saved by Rooney on the one-hand dig. Chance Berardino, it's down. Mia Berardino closes it out. And Stonehill getting loose just before the start of that set. We have not seen Ross tonight off the 20-kill performance last night. I think Jason Kennedy may be hoping to give her a night off prior to the Bryant match tomorrow. Here's Berardino's first swing. It's blocked. So, nice adjustment there by Ehrlich. After Berardino powered Stonehill through, BC comes back with a block, her first swing of the fourth. Rock with a short serve, punched over. Free ball for the Eagles. Hoffman sets Hoppus down the line off the chest of Ponce. Berardino over the block, saved. Ehrlich got it over but couldn't control it. Nice effort there by Ehrlich, but just didn't have any control on that ball. Once again, Stonehill able to make things happen. Berardino back to serve. Pass from Marjanovic. Hoffman sets her. Marjanovic is blocked. Saved by Nat, though. Back row chance for Rock. Sawyer. Ponce has to race in to take the set. Franco well off the net. Hits it at Rock. Hoffman to the middle. Ehrlich tips. That lands in. Third kill for Ehrlich. Her first since the first set. Ponce with a good pass. Sawyer to the middle. That one's tipped at Rock. To the middle, Milliken. Off the shoulder of Sawyer. Put on top, Milliken again. This time it lands in. Like he caught Berardino upstairs, but she's able to shake it off. That'll be number 6 for Grace Milliken. Hitting over 300 tonight. BC would love to get an early lead here in the fourth. Ponce just barely able to save that serve. Lloyd has to push it over. Hoffman sets it out. Hoppus blocked but out. Good read by Marjanovic. That one spun right over her shoulder. That ball's coming at you. It's easy to just sort of step in front of it. Instead, she let it go. 7 kills for Sam Hoppus. Ponce takes it, tight set Sawyer, gets it out to Lloyd. Rock there for the dig. Chance Marjanovic opts for the tip. Pushed over by Falcons, right to Rock again. To the middle, it's Milliken. Finds the seam. Really highlighted in red, all under Jason Kennedy. He's done tremendous things with this program since taking over. Nice answer out of the timeout, though, by Stonehill. Sammy Franco able to find space in the back. Taylor Wheaton checks in to serve. Tough serve and an ace. Stonehill would love a quick run here just to keep things tight, put the pressure on the Eagles. Rock able to handle that one, set up for Hoppus. She zips it through. Hoppus has been able to put together a couple solid offensive performances in a row. Set a career high with 13 kills last Sunday against Albany. Had 9 against Harvard last night. That was her 8th tonight. Jason Kennedy going to bring back on Lucy Mott and Anna Harrington here. So Harrington back for the first time since the first set. Mott last played in the second. And Mott starts it off with an ace. So the group we saw in the third, not entirely the group he is electing to stick with in the fourth. Mott into the net. So follows up the ace with the miss serve. Gabby Polishuk in for Stonehill. Heads back to the line. Tough serve and an ace. Marjanovic going down, but that was really difficult to handle from Polishuk. Was that Marjanovic again? Another ace. Jason Kennedy has seen enough. He's telling Audrey Ross to get loose. Maybe having to go to the one card he hoped he wouldn't have to play tonight. Rock handles that pass. Mott long set out. Marjanovic swings and missed it long. Close call. Jason Kennedy not going to challenge it. We're even at 7. Short serve, Rock got there. Milliken able to tool the block. So Milliken able to break the mini run for Stonehill. That'll bring Lane back into the front row. Already a big night for Sequoia Lane with 14 kills. Sawyer has to chase, back row, Berardino, missed it there. Good pass from Polishuk there. Slide ball off the block and out. Blocking the net anyway, so works out for Abby Farrell. And again, Stonehill doing a good job preventing BC from building momentum and pulling away at any point. Eagles started on a 5-1 run. 7-4 Stonehill since the timeout. Serve goes long. Good decision by Marjanovic there. Milliken serve. Sawyer. Berardino able to squeeze it through the block again. That's really the matchup to watch. Berardino against that block. Now it's Harrington, though, who is arguably the best blocker for BC, especially on that right side. Berardino finding room into the middle of the floor, but the serve is short from Farrell there. Eagles get to their setter switch. Hoffman comes back in along with Hoppus. $15 assists for Hannah Hoffman tonight. And the lead setter. Back row shot, Berardino. Marjanovic put it over. Sent right back to the floor. Marjanovic couldn't get back to her base. And Falcons just put it right back at her. Andra Sawyer back to serve. Again, Stonehill avoids giving up the big run. Marjanovic's pass set to the middle. Ehrlich off the block, but right to Ponce. Franco off the hands. Marjanovic under it. Back set. Hoppus tight off the block of Berardino and out. Hoppus one away from hitting double figures. Eagles will make another change. Rock comes in to serve, and here comes Audrey Ross into the front row, replacing Marjanovic. A junior from California has not played yet tonight, so we'll see how quickly she was able to get warmed up. Serve is just long from Rock. Ross coming off her third career 20-kill performance a night ago against Harvard. BC got off to a little bit of a slow start, dropped the first set. We're sort of even midway through the second, and then Ross kicked it into high gear. She was unstoppable. Really lifted BC along the way. Hoppus trying to do the same. There's her 10th. And I'll put Allie Knapp back at the line. Double-digit kills for Hoppus in 2 of her last 3. Another serve in the net. The Eagles have missed a few here in the set. Both teams now with 10 missed serves. Serving was a heavy advantage for BC in the first set. And since then, it's sort of moved to an even path. Here's Wheaton trying to tie it. Tough pass from Nat, but a good one. Back set, Hoppus again. That one, another screamer. 3 in a row for Hoppus. She exits on a high note as BC gets to their setter switch. Again, it's Harrington and Mott. And this has been the back and forth here. BC up by 2, and then Stonehill's had the answer. See if Mott can build a little cushion. Lloyd with a good hand pass. Set to the middle. It's tipped into the open floor. Everyone kind of looking around, wondering who had the coverage there for BC. The answer was no one. But again, Stonehill gets the side out, keeps the set close. There's Polishuk to serve. Audrey Ross with the pass, gets the set, her first swing, not put away. Great diving save by Berardino. Lloyd into the block. Reset to Sawyer, back row. Polishuk off the block to Rock. Ross again, push shot. Farrell saves. On we go. Milliken, Mott, Harrington off balance, finds the angle. Well, it wasn't the best of sets for Mott. Pushed Harrington beyond the antenna, but helps to have a senior going to chase it down. It'll be the second kill for Anna Harrington tonight, her first since the first set. And Audrey Ross will get a chance to serve. Taken by Ponce. Slide ball, missed. Carroll tried to cut it too hard, put it in the net. And that's a big point for BC. They've been going back and forth, 2-1, 2-1. And now the 3-point lead for the Eagles with a chance to extend it. Lloyd off the net, saved by Ross. Bumped up for Lane, rolled, saved by Ponce. Sawyer on the run. Lloyd off balance, swing off the net. Ross is there. Lane again, zips it off the block and out. 2 diving saves by Audrey Ross. And that's why she is the difference on the last rally just prior to the Stonehill timeout. Won't have a chance to pick that one up as Farrell able to work it off the BC block. So a much needed point out of the timeout for Stonehill. Skyhawks have already used both their timeouts, so Craig Martin obviously felt like it was a pivotal moment in the set, trying to get his team back on point here. To the middle, it's Milliken, and that blocked by Farrell, but out. It's been a good night for Milliken. 9 kills. We'll make that 8 for Milliken. That's 2 shy of her career high. Oh, serve at Rooney, overpass, popped down by Ehrlich. Again, BC just looking for those mini runs to build the lead. Get closer to the finish line. Extend that win streak. Serve into the net. Jason Kennedy just with a glance toward the floor. Serving's gone a bit awry for the Eagles here in the fourth. Kept the door open for Stonehill. Emmeline Ely just checking into the front row for the first time. Berardino checked out. So first time she's been off the floor, and an ace from Farrell. Ehrlich stepped in front of Lane there. May have gotten their signals crossed. Lane looked ready to take the pass, and then Ehrlich took a step. Farrell again. Ross takes the pass this time. Set back. Harrington rolled it off the block. Early's first swing is good. So Ely coming in cold. Freshman from Colorado, and delivers a big swing for Stonehill. Just like that, Skyhawks back within 2. Lane with a pass. Gets the set. Puts it away. She is really locked in, pumped up after another big swing. Hoffman back in to serve. Hoppus back into the front row for BC. Hoffman serve right at Ponce. Sawyer on the slide ball. It's off the block, and the block is in the net. It's on to be on Lane. Off balance swing that time from Falcons, and got bailed out a little bit with the net call. Sawyer back to serve. Stonehill still very much within striking distance here. Short serve, a good one. Pulled out of the net. Over it goes short. Ponce off the free ball. Franco out of the reach of net. Boy, that short serve really threw BC into chaos, and Jason Kennedy doesn't like it. After having just 4 aces the entire night, the Skyhawks have 4 here in the fourth set alone, and it has helped to negate Boston College's potent attack, which is hitting close to 500. Hoppus off balance swing is blocked, back at net. Hoffman in the middle. Ehrlich can't put it away, and Ross can't save it. Big block there for Falcons. And we are tied at 20. Just when it seemed like BC had seized control back at 17-13. Couple mini runs for Stonehill, and they have answered back to tie. Ross, clean pass, set to Ehrlich. She hammers it. And that's what she's looking for, that higher set. Hoffman put better lift under it, and Ehrlich made no mistake. Danica Rock back to serve for BC. Rooney, tight pass. Sawyer tipped over to Nat. Hoffman back for Hoppus. Blocked. Falcons was there, and Hoppus couldn't work around it. Once again, Stonehill finds a way to answer the bell. And now they'll get Berardino back into the back row to serve. Good turn around the front for Emmeline Ely. Chipped in with a kill along the way, was part of that block there on Hoppus. Both coaches checking the timeout situation. Stonehill's used both of theirs. Jason Kennedy still has one left. Ross off the serve. Ross again with a tip, right to Berardino. Franco off the block and out of the reach of Hoffman. Good swing by Sammy Franco. And puts it away. Audrey Ross with a big slam there. Serve from Allie Nat. And an ace. Ponce had some trouble with it. And now maybe a sigh of relief from the BC bench. And Audrey Ross kill. And Allie Nat ace. And now the Eagles back in front. Nat serve. Hand pass Lloyd. Set to her. Lloyd swing through the block and down. Big answer from the freshman Sam Lloyd. That puts her in double figures. Alongside Berardino. And Ponce will serve, tied at 23. Hoffman sets, Ross missed it. Just put a little too much behind the ball. Timeout BC. Stonehill on the precipice of forcing a fifth set, and they know it. They are fired up for a fifth set and try to keep their hopes alive at what would be a history-making upset. Boston College breezed through the first two sets, but they have had to resort to battle mode since. Ponce serving. It's a short one. Milliken will take it. Hoffman sets for Ross again. Goes to the tip. Playable for Stonehill. Berardino put it tight to the net. And Franco didn't really have anything to do there. Berardino tried to set Franco with a bump, but play wasn't to be made, so BC staves off one set point, and Mott will have the serve at 24 all. Jason Kennedy checking the sub count, starting to get down to the wire in that regard. Lucy Mott's serve, a good one. Sawyer to the middle, and it lands in for Farrell. Just punched it off the hands of Milliken. And into the open court, set point number 2 for Gabby Polishuk, who already has an ace tonight. The serve at Ross. Mott will set her. Ross puts it in the corner. 2 set points saved. And Audrey Ross will go to the line. Goes right at Ponce. Sawyer sets it out. Lloyd. Great angle shot. Huge cut by Lloyd there. Matt couldn't step in front of that one. 3rd set point for Stonehill. And Lloyd will serve it. That's long. Milliken will go to the line. See if Stonehill can answer it once again. Milliken serve. Tight set Sawyer goes to the middle. It's tipped in. Farrell just right over the block there. She's done that a couple times. Farrell, the 3rd Stonehill player with double-digit kills. Now check that, it's only her 9th. Right there. And now Farrell with a chance to serve it out. Good pass from Rock. Set back. Harrington's tip. That one drops through. Harrington says, I can work the tip game too. And BC's out of subs, I think, so Harrington's gonna have to stay on and serve. This is normally outside her purview. Mott is in the front row as a setter now. So this is an area, a rotation that the Eagles don't end up in much. But because of how this set played out, all the back and forth, they're out past their sub limit. Harrington's serve is in, a good one. Sawyer to the outside for Berardino, dug by Ross. Set out for Rock. Off the block and out. Great job by Ross, and Mott was ready for it. Rock put it away. Her first kill of the night. And now it's set point BC, match point BC. Harrington serves. Polishuk, a good pass, dumped over. Nat saves. Mott over on two. Popped up by Nat. Mott. Rock missed it long. Was it deflected? Yes, it was. Stonehill's got to challenge this. Craig Martin has no choice. You absolutely have to give the officials another look at it. So for the moment, BC will have to hold the celebratory pause. Well, if this challenge does not result in an overturned call, you have to admire the grit on both sides, really. First of Stonehill to answer back after being down 17-13. Some missed opportunities, 3 set points saved by the Eagles. And then with a player, granted a senior, but a player who almost never serves, having to serve, Anna Harrington came up with 2 good ones. And Danica Rock came up with 2 big swings. Again, players in unfamiliar situations because of the sublimit late in the 4th for BC. Harrington serving, Rock swinging, Mott playing the front row. Nat the libero. BC would love to just get out of Dodge here in the 4th. Celebrate that win streak continuing and get ready for Bryant tomorrow. Stonehill feels like they could play all night. They have been boosted certainly by that 3rd set win. And then battling right to the end here in the 4th. Official taking a long look at the review. Again, the call on the floor was a touch. So you have to see indisputable evidence that there was no touch from Stonehill and that the ball just went long. It's again in these replay situations where the call on the floor becomes so instrumental. And for Craig Martin, happy probably that he still had a challenge in his back pocket. Lost one fairly early on. But kept that second one just for a moment like this where you may just need a challenge and hope that it goes your way. We have a ruling. Both sides just waiting to see. No touch. Or yes touch, sorry. Ball was deflected out. Rock with the 2 key kills down the stretch, her only 2 of the night, but it gets BC to an 11th straight win